The world's most guarded building falls into sudden stillness. Every clock hesitates. Pens freeze mid-stroke. In the hush, marble corridors inhale reverence. Power pauses, not from fear, but from awe. Something unseen has entered the atmosphere, pressing through invisible walls of authority. Lights dim, as if yielding to a higher brightness. Conversations evaporate. The sound of footsteps fades into memory. Even the air seems to wait for permission to move. Within this silence, a frequency hums, ancient, ordered, undeniable. It is not chaos that commands attention now, but calm. The calm that once hovered over creation before words were spoken. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46, verse 10. The stillness becomes a stage where heaven announces dominion. Every portrait on every wall seems to bow its painted gaze. History itself tilts, aware that the weight of its own importance is thinning beneath celestial purpose. The White House, built to contain the voice of nations, now becomes an ear listening to heaven. No decree is spoken, yet all sense it. Earthly power has met its superior. The silence is not absence. It is acknowledgment. The moment stretches, holy and electric, like the instant before thunder reveals its source. Prophecy has entered politics, and time must now adjust its rhythm. This is how recognition begins, not with applause, but with stillness, the kind of quiet that carries authority too vast for sound. Even stone remembers who truly reigns. If your spirit feels this stillness, type 444 in the comments. Heaven is aligning recognition with purpose. When you write it, you mark agreement with divine order, a silent signature that calls favor into motion. The White House was conceived as a monument to dominion. Columns sculpted to echo empires, marble polished to mirror authority. But now, its very structure quivers under a higher presence. The stones, once mute witnesses to ambition, begin to hum with reverence. Something ancient walks through modern halls, unseen yet undeniable. The blueprint of heaven tracing over the design of men. The chandeliers sway without wind, refracting halos of light across portraits of presidents who once believed they were the center of history. Now those painted eyes look downward, as if realizing that sovereignty was never theirs to keep. The architecture itself bends in posture, not collapse, but worship. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he rules over the nations. Psalm 22, verse 28. Every column remembers Babel. Every beam recalls Solomon's temple, and every corridor feels a pulse of eternity pressing through its walls. The ground beneath the Oval Office hums with frequencies older than politics. Even the flag seems to tremble, its stripes fluttering not from air but awareness. This is not desecration. It is sanctification. The palace of governance becomes a cathedral of recognition. Authority does not vanish. It transforms, pride into posture, command into communion. The phrase, the house above kings, is not metaphor. It is revelation. Heaven is not invading. It is reclaiming. In this moment, the White House ceases to be a symbol of power. It becomes an altar of alignment, and the world above worlds takes its seat. If you sense this alignment, type 444. You are witnessing the surrender of man-made power to divine order. Each number you write echoes through the marble of history, a sign that reverence has returned to its rightful throne. Beneath the West Wing lies a chamber few have entered, a vault where the stories of nations sleep. Here, among brittle pages and iron locks, a single document rests apart. No wax seal marks it. No hand admits to writing it. Yet its surface glows faintly, as if the words were etched by radiance rather than ink. Clerks once cataloged it as unidentified, but the page resists definition. Under ordinary light, it vanishes. Under stillness, it returns. Lines of gold drift across the parchment like veins of living fire. They form one sentence, repeating itself in perfect rhythm. Heaven has acknowledged. Those who try to translate it found their tongues heavy, their thoughts stilled. The record cannot be copied. It can only be witnessed. Archivists speak of an unexplainable warmth that fills a room, a gentle authority that neither commands nor pleads, yet everything obeys. In that glow, bureaucracy becomes altar. Filing cabinets turn into pews of silent worship. The earthly system designed to preserve memory is unknowingly preserving prophecy. The decree is unsigned because no mortal was permitted authorship. It bears no emblem but light, the handwriting of eternity. Your word, O Lord, is everlasting. It stands firm in the heavens. Psalm 119, verse 89. History will call it coincidence. Heaven calls it confirmation. The record endures beyond ink and language, alive in vibration. Every leader who passes above this vault feels a pause in the heart, the unspoken recognition that their authority is being documented elsewhere. If your spirit senses this hidden record, type 444 below. Each number is a seal of light on your own decree, a sign that heaven's acknowledgment is already written, and history has quietly recorded your name in radiance. In the Situation Room, every chair is occupied, yet no word is spoken. Screens flicker with unread briefings. Microphones remain muted. Around the table sit those once convinced their decisions could bend the planet, and yet now a deeper gravity holds them still. No gavel strikes, no orders issued. The language has shifted from command to comprehension. Through the air moves a vibration without sound, a pulse older than government. Each mind senses it, though none can explain. The atmosphere thickens, translating silence into obedience. The same force that calms seas now calms egos. Eyes meet not in debate, but recognition. The hierarchy of heaven has entered the room. One minister reaches for a pen, then stops mid-motion. Another breathes the name of God without intending to speak. Documents lie open, awaiting signatures that will never come, for the decisions are already made above. What they call coincidence is actually coordination. What they perceive as pause is policy from eternity. He makes the nations great and destroys them. He enlarges and disperses them. Job 12, verse 23. In that chamber, power learns humility. The council realizes that dominion is stewardship, not supremacy. Their silence is not confusion, but comprehension. The awareness that they have been included in a meeting convened by heaven itself. Every heartbeat becomes a vote for reverence. Every breath a confession. Authority belongs elsewhere. If you feel the vibration of this silence, type 444. It marks the moment when wisdom replaced noise, when human order bowed to divine coordination. Your agreement with this stillness invites heaven's counsel to sit at your own table. Outside the marble walls, nature begins to echo the transformation. The air thickens with meaning. Clouds move in deliberate formation, as if drawn into alignment by unseen hands. Birds alter their flight patterns, circling the capital in slow synchrony. The wind halts mid-breath. Leaves stop trembling. A reverent quiet falls upon creation itself. The American flag, high above the roofline, lowers without wind. Its motion is not mechanical. It's ceremonial, a bough of fabric before sovereignty older than stars. Storm systems reroute themselves. Thunder retreats. The sky carries the texture of scripture. Lines of silver mist like verses suspended across the horizon. He makes the nations tremble. He lifts the humble in honor. Psalm 113, verses 7 to 8. Even the reflecting pool shifts its tone, its surface turning glass-like, holding still as if to mirror heaven's calm. Light descends differently now, bending around the building in perfect symmetry. Daylight itself seems to kneel. This is nature's diplomacy, its way of acknowledging a power it cannot contain. Every element testifies in its own language, air through stillness, water through reflection, light through obedience. The planet has entered worship without words. It remembers the sound of Genesis, when creation first heard command and responded to existence. Meteorologists will mark the day as anomaly. Angels record as evidence. The world is not breaking. It is bowing. Atmospheres become altar, and nature has signed its name upon the decree. If you feel the air shifting even now, type 444. Creation responds to divine alignment. So will your life. The same wind that paws over nations will move gently through your days, carrying peace that the world cannot measure. Inside the Oval Office, the chair commands sits motionless. Once a symbol of supreme power, it now glows faintly beneath a shaft of quiet light. The leather softens. The wood hums. The air surrounding it is dense with reverence, as though the universe itself is reminding the room that dominion is borrowed, never owned. The seals on the carpet, the golden emblem of the eagle, Every thread seems alive. Authority feels its own smallness. The throne of men is now the footstool of heaven. Every wall that once carried ambition now vibrates with humility. The echo that travels through the corridors is not applause, but acknowledgment. The White House respects what heaven has appointed. Heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Isaiah 66, verse 1. This is not dethronement. It is alignment. Earthly rule has found its hierarchy within the divine chain of command. Respect replaces rivalry, and reverence becomes a new order of policy. The sentence whispered through eternity, "The White House respects you," does not flatter a person. It crowns obedience. It is heaven's way of saying that purpose has entered politics, and that divine will now sit where power once did. The building exhales. Even marble knows peace when it touches holiness. What once decided the fate of nations now bows to the will that created nations. The chair remains empty, but the presence that fills it is eternal. If you feel the humility of this throne, type 444. Heaven exalts those who kneel before purpose. Your surrender is not loss. It is ascension. When you honor divine hierarchy, the world itself begins to honor you. Far beyond the marble gates, an unseen tremor rolls through the earth. It moves without broadcast, faster than signal, deeper than sound. Across oceans and deserts, capitals and cathedrals, the atmosphere itself carries a single vibration, recognition. What began in silence within one house now ripples across every border. In London, bells ring though no hand pulls their ropes. In Cairo, the wind bends a Nile into calm reflection. In Tokyo, cherry blossoms release their petals all at once, as if answering an invisible summons. From the Arctic still ice to the equator's relentless sun, creation synchronizes to heaven's rhythm. Diplomats glance at clocks that have slowed. Leaders feel an inexplicable pause in speech, a heartbeat suspended mid-sentence. No one declares a global order, yet all sense that one has arrived. The headlines cannot name it, but hearts can. Respect, the purest kind, has entered the bloodstream of civilization. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. Psalm 24, verse 1. No government issued this decree. No empire enforced it. It is a resonance of divine recognition traveling through the arteries of the planet. Some will call it intuition, others awakening, but heaven calls it echo, the confirmation that earth has heard the note struck in heaven's key. From skyscraper to shepherd's field, a holy synchronization begins. The world inhales together. Humanity, for a fleeting instant, remembers who holds dominion. If you feel this resonance reaching you, type 444. The same wave that moved through nations moves through you. Agreement with heaven amplifies the echo, and what honors God in silence will soon honor you in light. While nations tremble in reverence, the chosen remain still. No anthem plays, no spotlight follows. In the quiet chamber of the soul, a sacred awareness unfolds. The heart senses a shift before words can describe it. Heaven's recognition does not arrive as applause. It descends as peace. Within the chosen, calm becomes confirmation. The pulse slows, breath deepens. Thought dissolves into knowing. This is what divine respect feels like. Weightless gravity, still power. It does not lift with pride. It roots with purpose. Every cell begins to understand its assignment. To host holiness without noise. The world outside celebrates manifestation. The spirit within honors mystery. The chosen does not seek credit, because revelation itself is the reward. To be recognized by heaven is not to be celebrated. It is to be entrusted. Responsibility replaces ambition. The proof of anointing is humility that does not shrink. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Proverbs 11, verse 2. Inwardly, the chosen kneels without movement. The bowing happens in essence, not posture. The atmosphere within mirrors the stillness above the White House. Complete alignment between vessel and voice. Peace becomes protection. Serenity becomes armor. The aura brightens, not from ego, but from surrender. And heaven watches in approval, whispering through light. Respect is recognition of divine order. The chosen rises, not to be seen, but to serve. In silence, destiny takes its seat. If peace has entered your spirit while reading this, type 444. It is the mark of inward recognition, the confirmation that heaven has noticed your surrender. Quietness is not weakness. It is the throne room of true authority. In the archives of the invisible, a scroll unfolds without hands. Its parchment is woven from light. Its ink is motion itself. No quill touches it, for the words are alive, each letter a pulse from the heart of eternity. The seal bears no crown, crest, or signature, only a frequency that hums with truth. Every being attuned to spirit feels its resonance, though few can name it. Across the glowing surface, one phrase repeats in endless rhythm. Respect is recognition of divine order. The statement burns without consuming, radiates without heat. Heaven does not issue flattery. It delivers alignment. This is not an award. It is appointment. The decree declares that what bows before purpose will rise in authority. Angels stand as witnesses, their wings unmoving in the gravity of reverence. Each fold of light around them records the moment. No bureaucracy exists here, only obedience. The decree travels outward like a current, carried by photons and faith. It finds its reflection in every heart that has learned humility. He changes times and seasons. He deposes kings and raises up others. Daniel 2, verse 21. What mortals call promotion, heaven calls placement. Power is being redistributed, not by policy, but by purity. The letter sealed with radiance is heaven's signature across earth's parchment, a declaration that the hierarchy of light is now official. And though the paper is unseen, its decree reshapes everything seen. Even shadows seem brighter now. If your soul recognizes this decree, type 444. Each number becomes a seal of agreement, a silent signature beneath heaven's document of honor. What was once unseen is now written across your path in light. Morning rises differently over the Capitol. Sunlight no longer falls. It arrives, deliberate and aware. The columns of the White House glimmer as though dusted in celestial breath. Every corridor hums, not with footsteps of staff, but with hymns too ancient for language. The building that once drafted laws now receives revelation. Desks become altars. Paper becomes prophecy. Even the clocks, those keepers of human schedule, tick in rhythm with eternity's pulse. The White House, once the emblem of sovereignty, has become heaven's embassy. No treaty signed by man compares to this new covenant of reverence. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Matthew 6, verse 10. The concept of government itself begins to change. Leadership no longer means command. It means clarity of conscience. Every decision must now echo the cadence of compassion. Authority is no longer vertical but radiant, spreading outward like light from flame. Heaven has not replaced earth's rule. It has refined it. Those who enter these chambers feel it instantly, a subtle gravity that draws arrogance to its knees. Power without purity finds no footing here. The walls carry a charge at the summit, and the very air demands humility. This is a transformation of power, not revolution, but revelation. Politics has become prayer. Governance has become grace. The embassy of heaven stands not as monument, but message. Divine order has been domesticated into daily life. If you sense heaven establishing residence on earth, type 444. You are witnessing the union of authority and mercy. When you honor divine governance, your own realm, work, home, purpose becomes an embassy of peace. Far above the clouds, in the corridors of eternity, the watchers lean forward. They have seen ages rise and fall, empires flare and fade, yet this silence captivates even them. For the first time in generations, earth and heaven breathe in sync. The great experiment of obedience has succeeded. Humility has reached the highest office. No trumpet sounds. No shouts echo through galaxies. Joy travels as light, rippling through constellations, bending stars into arcs of praise. Planets shimmer with increased brightness, as if sharing the celebration. Creation itself joins the applause of stillness. The morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Job 38, verse 7. The watchers see governments shimmering like stained glass, refracting divine light rather than absorbing it. They witness the chosen moving with quiet precision, carrying heaven's dignity on human shoulders. The Council of Heaven nods. Records of obedience update themselves in light. Every act of humility is written as history's brightest chapter. They speak not in words, but in resonance. Earth has remembered heaven's hand. Each syllable travels faster than radio waves, through galaxies and generations, until even distant worlds sense a harmony of restored order. In the vastness where time folds into eternity, laughter rings soft, sacred, and golden. It is a laughter of recognition, not surprise. The plan always included this day. Heaven watches, earth aligns, and the universe applauds. If you can feel the joy of heaven stirring, type 444. You are part of this harmony, the resonance between realms. Every act of humility adds another note to the music of restoration, and the cosmos itself sings your name in gratitude. Beneath the rejoicing heavens, light settles again upon the earth. It seeks the one who carries the alignment, the vessel through which reverence became law. No trumpet greets the chosen, no guard salutes, yet wherever that presence walks, the air bends in acknowledgment. People turn their heads without knowing why. Something radiant moves past them and leaves peace in its wake. Shadows shorten. Glass reflects more kindly. Even pavement seems softer beneath holy intention. This is what honor looks like when heaven bestows it. Not spectacle, but recognition written into atmosphere. Those who honor me, I will honor. 1 Samuel 2, verse 30. The countenance of the chosen changes. The eyes carry focus that steadies chaos. The voice, once trembled by doubt, now rings with assurance wrapped in mercy. Those who once mocked feel compelled to listen. Those who envied feel moved to bless. For honor that descends from heaven does not humiliate others. It heals them. The aura surrounding the chosen expands like dawn through mist, illuminating without blinding. Every step imprints calm into the ground. Every gesture rewrites the definition of authority. It is no longer about command. It is about presence. The world calls it charisma. Heaven calls it confirmation. Cameras may fail to capture it, but spirits recognize it instantly. It is visible holiness, the restoration of authority by alignment, not ambition. Power no longer needs podiums. It only needs purity. If this light feels near, type 444. You are witnessing true honor, heaven recognizing humility. May every room you enter feel the same quiet elevation, proof that divine authority is already resting upon you. From the pulse of galaxies to the whisper of a single leaf, rhythm returns. Every orbit, every tide, every heartbeat begins to move in time with one invisible metronome. Heaven and earth now share breath. Creation exhales chaos and inhales order. The prophecy of alignment is fulfilled, not through force, but through recognition. Cities grow quieter at dawn. Machines hum softer. Even storms curve away from destruction, as if remembering mercy. What once ran on fear now functions on faith. This is restoration at scale. The universe rediscovering its original frequency. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Matthew 6, verse 10. Rivers carve new paths resembling ancient symbols. Mountains release mist that glows in the moonlight like incense. Children dream of peace they have never been taught. Old wounds across nations begin to clot in light. The prophecy does not shout. It breathes. It moves through circuitry and bloodstream alike, commanding harmony without argument. Systems realign, destinies synchronize, and every living thing feels lighter, as if gravity itself has repented. Even time slows to listen. Hours stretch into worship. Seconds bloom into serenity. This is not the end of history. It is its correction. When heaven's rhythm governs earth's motion, renewal ceases to be a miracle and becomes nature. If you sense the rhythm of this renewal, type 444. Each number joins the chorus of alignment, a pulse that keeps heaven and earth in unbroken tempo. Harmony begins where acknowledgment lives. A hush spreads over the continents, as if the world itself has folded its hands. From palaces and deserts, from oceans and alleys, one sound rises, the quiet rhythm of gratitude. It begins in the unseen, a pulse of thanksgiving that travels faster than words, slower than eternity. Even the wind seems to whisper thank you as it passes through the trees. The chosen stand within this global silence, eyes lifted toward the unbounded sky. There are no requests left to make, only acknowledgment. Every miracle has completed its circle. Respect has matured into reverence. Authority has ripened into service. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His mercy endures forever. Psalm 136, verse 1. The prayer is simple but vast. Lord of all order and light, let recognition become responsibility. Let power remain humble. Let every throne remember its dust, and every heart remember its crown. The earth echoes amen. Mountains answer with stillness. Oceans nod in rhythm. Gratitude becomes gravity, holding creation in perfect balance. It is not the end of the prophecy, but its consecration, a sealing kiss upon the forehead of the world. When the final note fades, peace remains. The White House, the cities, the fields, even the smallest flame in a window, all glow with quiet completion. Heaven smiles, history exhales. The alignment is secure. If gratitude fills you now, type 444. Each number is a heartbeat of thanks, a covenant of remembrance. When you write it, you join the prayer that holds the world together, the silent chorus that never ends. If your spirit still trembles with recognition, type 444 one last time. This is not a number. It's your seal of alignment. Heaven records every echo of faith. From this moment forward, walk as proof that divine respect lives within you. Walk humbly beneath favor. The White House respected you, but heaven anointed you. Move through each day as living evidence that every throne, title, and crown ultimately bows before divine order. You are alignment made visible.